This is the Greg Bedard Patriots Podcast with Nick Cattles.
Tell me about Tommy DeVito, Greg. You in favor of bringing him in or what?
So I am, yeah. I like DeVito. I like his moxie. I think, in many respects, I don't think he's going to be an immediate upgrade over Josh Dobbs. It's sort of, which route do you go? Do you go as far as your third quarterback? Do you go some sort of developmental guy on the practice squad, which Patriots could still do at some point, or do you put somebody on the active roster? If you claim somebody, then they have to go on your 53 at least for I think 3 weeks. I like DeVito. I like his makeup. I like the way he throws the ball. I like his athletic ability. We've seen him win games in the National Football League. I would say the one drawback that I have on DeVito is he's not very big. He's 6'1", maybe. I don't know what exactly was available out there. Long term is sort of I don't mind having Josh Dobbs, and it's possible that DeVito replaces Josh Dobbs at some point, once he proves he knows the offense and all that stuff. But, I would really like to see a more similar quarterback to Drake May, at least in terms of athletic ability and build, so that if Drake May should go down and this other quarterback needs to go in, then not a lot changes. I think with DeVito and his size, a lot changes. If he had to go in, I would say, Dobbs is, closer in terms of May and height. But, I was in favor of it. It was a name I brought up. I thought it was interesting that he got cut loose in New York. And, I'm happy with it.
He is listed as 6'2", 210 most places.
Yeah,
so
he ain't.
As Greg doesn't believe the 6'2". Look, the size is a great point. I haven't heard that from really anybody else. So great point by you. I liked it. And, I liked it because I think you need competition for Joshua Dobbs. I think his ball placement in the preseason was at times reprehensible. I'll tell you, I don't know if I said this to you or not. I don't think I did, but I was watching the Minnesota broadcast of that preseason game. And man, oh man, that broadcast team went out of its way to talk about how Dobbs was dangerous to the receivers in Minnesota and how many times he put them in harm's way. And don't you know it, like 3 minutes later, he throws a high ball to Kyle Williams and dude gets concussed.
Which you're still bitter about.
I'm still pissed. Chafes my ass bad. You can't, if there's one thing that you can't do if you're a backup quarterback is go out there and put your guys in harm's way. And I've seen way too many passes already from Joshua Dobbs that give me a heart attack. And Drake does that every once in a while. The Travion Henderson's pass down the sidelines had nice touch, but it was borderline hospital ball. So I'm fine with it. The one thing I will say to all of my brethren in New England, stop with the North End jokes. Like the first one was funny. The 15,000th wasn't. Stop with the North End jokes. We know Tommy Cutlets, he's Italian. I'm Italian. Hey, cut the shit with the North End jokes. Charles.
A couple things real quick.
Sure.
I just looked up. So Tommy DeVito out of Illinois, I think via Syracuse. His pro day, he did measure in at a flat 6'1". I will say he has big hands, 10 and 1/8, which is actually a lot larger than Drake May. And on the North End thing, just get ready for it, Nick, because Tommy Cutlets is represented by Sean Stellato.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah.
From Salem. He is, if you remember when he was there with his dad. He was always on camera. He's got the fedora. He's doing the Italian, gestures. Like he already mentioned. I saw him. Sean did an interview, and I love Sean, and I've known him many years. Guy works his butt off for his clients, but I saw him already in an interview on NBC talking about like how, they already have a lot of connections in the North End. Like, I'm sure he's going to have some sort of promotional stuff in the North End, eating cannolis, whatever, like at, honorary chairman of one of the feasts. Like, it's It's coming. Prepare for it and get ready.
Cranston, Johnston, Rhode Island are all fired up right now by that. They can't wait for Tommy Cutlets to show up. You talk about the North End. Don't forget about Rhode Island. It'd be like Buddy Cianci with the marinara sauce back in the day. Let's go. Yeah, the North End jokes were overwhelming my timeline when the signing happened. One more point I would make about this, and the same goes for Charles Woods, who comes from LA, who we'll talk about in a second. Connections. You know, you and I pounded that last year. I think some people might have got bored with all right, we get it. Gerard Mayo doesn't have a lot of networking, doesn't it? It matters. And so, Mike Garafolo of the NFL Network came out, said the Patriots were interested in DeVito in 2023. Obviously, Elliott Wolf and a number of guys in the front office are still in New England. If you go back to 2023, you have the Ryan Cowden connection in New York. DeVito ran the Brian Daboll offense in New York, which has a lot of similarities to McDaniels. So connections matter.